Have you ever wondered why fear holds such a powerful grip over us, controlling our decisions and shaping our emotions? There's a kind of enchantment in the intricate dance of emotions that swirl within us. Fear, joy, anger, love, each one a potent force, capable of stirring the deepest parts of our being. Fear, in particular, is a master puppeteer, pulling at the strings of our actions and reactions. It can create a fortress around us, a prison of anxieties and apprehensions that can seem impossible to escape. Yet it's not all doom and gloom. Emotions aren't just obstacles, they're also our guides, our compasses in the vast winding landscape of life. Through introspection and discipline, we can begin to understand the power of our emotions, to decipher the language of our fears. We can learn to steer our own ship, rather than being tossed about by the stormy seas of our feelings. But what if I told you that there was a way to break free from this control, to conquer your fears and manage your emotions? Let me share with you the story of John, a man who was once paralyzed by his fears and emotions. John was your everyday man, with an everyday life. His fears were not of spiders or heights, but of failure, rejection, and the unknown. These fears held him captive, exerting an overwhelming influence over his emotions, his decisions, and his life. He found himself trapped in a cycle of anxiety and self-doubt, unable to break free. But John's story is not one of defeat. It is a tale of triumph. John realized that he was not the sum of his fears. He recognized that his life was being steered not by his own will, but by his anxieties and insecurities. He decided it was time to wrestle back control. John embarked on a journey of introspection. He delved deep into his psyche, peeling back the layers of his fears, understanding their origins, and examining their hold over him. He recognized that his fears were not absolute truths, but perceptions colored by past experiences and expectations. This realization was a turning point for John. It was the first step toward gaining control over his fears and, by extension, his emotions. In parallel to introspection, discipline played a crucial role in John's transformation. He understood that introspection was just the beginning, and discipline was the key to maintaining control. He disciplined himself to face his fears, to challenge them, and to change his reactions to them. He practiced mindfulness, stayed present in the moment, and did not let his fears dictate his actions. John's transformation was not overnight. It was a gradual process filled with trials and tribulations. But with every small victory over his fears, John grew stronger. He was no longer a slave to his emotions, but their master. He learned to navigate through his fears, to use them as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. John's story is not unique. It is the story of every individual who decides to take control of their fears and emotions rather than being controlled by them. Through discipline and introspection, John was able to conquer his fears and control his emotions. He was no longer a puppet to his fears, but the puppeteer. What can we learn from John's story? What are the keys to conquering our fears and controlling our emotions? The first key is introspection. Like John, we must learn to understand the roots of our fears and emotions. Is it a past experience? A possible future event? Identifying these triggers is the first step towards conquering them. It's akin to shining a torch into a dark room. Suddenly, what seemed scary becomes familiar, manageable. The second key is discipline. John didn't let fear control him, he controlled it. He did this by maintaining a disciplined approach to his emotions. When fear arose, he acknowledged it but didn't let it dictate his actions. He chose courage over fear every time. So how can we apply this to our lives? Start by taking time each day for introspection. Identify your triggers, then practice discipline. Recognize your emotions but don't let them control you. Choose courage. With introspection and discipline, we too can conquer our fears and control our emotions. So, are you ready to conquer your fears and control your emotions? We've journeyed together through the power of emotions, the story of triumph, and the key to control in this video. We delved into the profound influence that emotions exert on our lives and how fear, though daunting, can be transformed into a tool for personal growth and success. We explored the compelling narrative of triumph, a testament to the human spirit's resilience and adaptability. We saw how fear, once a crippling obstacle, can become a stepping stone towards greater achievements. We also unlocked the key to control, highlighting the critical roles of introspection and discipline. By looking inward and practicing discipline, we can gain mastery over our emotions and, by extension, our fears. So let's harness the power of our emotions, turn our fears into stepping stones, and continue this journey of self-discovery and growth. Remember, the power to conquer your fears and control your emotions lies within you. It's time to take control.